Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hope you are all doing well. Got lots of news to get through. Haven't been around for a couple of days. Needed to take a little bit of a break. And since Megan wasn't able to bless us with her show, I thought it would be a good time to take a break. But I had to come back because, of course, today was day one of Harry's trial. And wow. Oh, we're off to an interesting start. Guess I'm not too surprised. Murdoch's camp dragging their feet. You know, I think it really says a lot about the law in the UK that number one, everything has taken so long. Number two, Murdoch's camp are still able to drag their feet. Number three, it takes so much money and time to get justice. And also, the part that annoys me the most is I want to be seeing crooked journalists on the dock being questioned. Why can't we have Murdoch on the dock being questioned? How is he able to avoid this? Harry's taken to the dock. Gordon Brown is going. There's still also, I believe, the 70 journalists from the Daily Fair. Do you all remember this? I think I covered this a while back. I might actually do a little bit of a recap about this. I mean, to be honest, I actually think, and I think I'm conflating different trials now because I think the Daily Fail thing's a different thing. But it adds to my point that there are so many crooked individuals involved in this, and it's like, where are they? Why aren't they coming to the dock? Why is there not even any talk of them coming to the dock? They are the ones on trial here. Anyway, let's get onto it because it was rather interesting. So yes, things were delayed because there was a last attempt by the Murdoch camp to throw more money at Harry. Now, Harry said something quite interesting. He said that he's probably the only one who is equipped to take this all the way. Something tells me that Harry was not just talking about money, because I'm sure Harry and Meghan have got money, more than in like a lot of money, but defeat Rupert Murdoch money, I don't know if they got that amount of money yet, but they got money. But as the law works, and this is the reason why all the other claimants have dropped out, if what they offer you is um gosh, I keep forgetting what it is now, but basically you if you lose, you will have to pay your side and also their fees. So most people just drop out. So I believe that it's got to be more than just money that Harry has in his arsenal. And I don't actually think this even comes down to money in terms of not necessarily, we know that Harry doesn't care about winning money. It's the losing of the money. I think that Harry knows that there's a good chance that he could win this. And he also, wouldn't allow his family to go bankrupt. So when I mean that, sorry, so when I say it's not just that Harry, has enough money to take this all the way. There's got to be something else in his arsenal for him to be this confident. But nonetheless, a Murdoch camp are trying. Um, I saw this come up as someone said in Montecito it's 3:50 a.m. Yeah, because remember we're working on UK time, but they're on Montecito time. So if there is an offer to settle from Murdoch's news group newspapers, it has to be so big that Harry needs to be woken up. Exactly. Otherwise, they would have talked about this prior. Harry and his lawyers. There will clearly be no agreement with Harry, nor informed. Tom is UK based. That's the other guy, Tom Watson, the politician. Harry most likely following live anyways, like the last one. In my opinion, he likely won't settle without them demonstrating public accountability too. Yeah, I think that if Harry was going to take a settlement, I mean, 50 to 100 million minimum. Actually, even more, because hasn't Rupert Murdoch paid out hundreds of millions, almost going into the billions in some cases? I would say minimum a billion and a front page apology, and they can never post anything inaccurate about Harry and Meghan ever again. That has to be part of the deal. Hmm. Also, the UK tabloids telling on themselves. Cameron Walker, who I believe is a GB News hack. Money, reputations, and family relationships are all on the line when Prince Harry brings his case against News Group newspapers to trial tomorrow. If this is between just Harry and Murdoch, what does Harry's family have to do with it? You see the way they tell on themselves? The tabloid press want to act all pompous, but they know that they want to talk. They know what the dirt is. They just pretend that they don't. Ridiculous. Elaine Parker, a member for 31 months. 31 months. Elaine Parker, I hope you are doing well, my dear. Thank you so much for being here. Well, you say thank you for creating a safe space. You all make the space. You all make the space what it is. And thank you also, Dorothy Ross, for joining the tip jar. Dorothy Ross, I hope you're okay. How are you doing, Dorothy Ross? How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. You have been in my thoughts. And thank you for being here today. Okay, let's take a quick look for your comments before I just get on to the next thing. It's basically just a summary. Also, thank you to everyone who bought uh Rahini's creations from Squaddy Hooks. Um you will all be also getting a little extra in your packages. They have been shipped. So 3 to 6 weeks shipping. But it'll be worth it when they come. Rahini put little extra gifts in everyone's packages. Um, I think Rahini had a little bit of an issue with the shipping, so she may have to add a small, like $10 shipping fee now. So if you go on the website now and you see that the shipping price is a little bit different, sorry about that. But once we actually got the most, like everything going, we realized that certain things cost a little bit more. Um, I've also added to the website the tip jar, so you can see actually how much we've raised for charity so far. So I think it's like $28 at the moment, and then once it gets to $100, we'll donate every $100 that we raise. So you can go keep an eye on the tip jar and see how much we're raising, and then of course when we actually donate the money, in this case it will be to the Invictus Games. I will post the receipts for accountability. But thank you everyone who has supported so far. I can't wait for you to get your gifts. All right, just a summary on what happened today. So the case has been pushed back because obviously they're trying to throw money at Harry. So Prince Harry's legal battle against the publisher of the Sun newspaper, which was due to start this morning, has been pushed back until Wednesday after it was delayed repeatedly today. The prince's lawyers called for adjournment throughout the day amid reports News Group newspapers has offered to settle the case with the Duke of Sussex and ex-Labour Deputy Leader Tom Watson. Do you know what? I have a feeling that Tom Watson might fold. I have a feeling he might fold. Harry, by the way, was not there. He's not due to come until February. And I understand that Carolyn Flack's mother will be taking the stand also. Prince Harry alleges journalists and private investigators working for NGN, which also published the now closed News of the World, targeted him, while Watson claims they used voicemail interception. NGN has previously denied unlawful activity happened at the Sun. They are quaking in their boots. That's why they put this nonsense out. This was a last moment attempt to distract everyone. I didn't actually, when I first saw this, all I saw was a very glamorous picture of Harry and Meghan. I've never seen the movie American Hustle, so I didn't know that American Hustle was actually an insult. I saw American Hustle and I thought entrepreneur So I made when I first saw this, I thought that it was a positive article, and then I didn't read the subheading, so I didn't see the sarcasm in the subheading. But it is in fact a hit piece that was put out. I also believe Katie Nichol, who's one of the journalists, sorry, not journalists, tabloid rats, who's named in the lawsuits, was involved in this. You also had Camilla the Liar Tomini tweeting. Let's see what she tweeted. Um, oh, do I not actually? I don't think I have what. Anyway, Camilla Tomini came out of the. Oh, there it is. Camilla Tomini came out of the cave that she's been in, saying, "When I reported Meghan wasn't always very nice to staff, I was called a liar and an artist. Now it's in a Vanity Fair cover story. Funny old world, honey. Just because it's in a Vanity Fair cover story doesn't mean it's the truth. What's Vanity Fair ever done anyway, other than host Oscar parties?" She also tried to go after Meredith Constant, who is she reports on royal stuff as well. She looks at it more from like a she has a slightly different angle than other people in the space. She looks at it more from a media literacy standpoint. She has a very unique point of view. Um, Omid has also was supporting her as well. Definitely go and check her out. I like her stuff. But Camilla coming for Meredith, which I mean, Meredith is an actual journalist. Camilla Tominey is a tabloid rat, and the most fame Camilla Tominey has ever gotten is when she's dragged out here on these royal streets. And she hasn't been dragged for a while, so I guess she missed it and she wanted to come out and be dragged again. Back into her cave she goes. Maybe in another year we can, she can come out and we'll drag her again. Creating a one-sided battle between her and Meghan. Look at the picture that was chosen for her article that she wrote. As if Meghan barely even knows that this woman exists. Literally creating an imaginary battle in her head. Crazy behavior. Also, another one. This one. Little Miss I lost her eyelashes. Lost her eyelashes for, what was it, £300 she was paid to speak on an interview that she's never seen. Harry and Meghan have made online hate speech one of their key causes. Meanwhile, their fans have posted mine and others' home addresses on social media. Nobody in the squad has posted her home address. That's some nonsense. I wouldn't be surprised if she posted it herself. By the way, Victoria Arbiter, daughter of Dicky Donkey Sanctuary Arbiter, the Queen's former communications secretary, used to live at Kensington Palace when the Queen had, what was it called, Grace and Favour, where immediate family members could literally live at the palace. Girlfriend thought that she was going to get Harry. That's why she's mad. Along with sending threats and endangering people's safety. I'm sorry, but the only person I actually know who's had an actual restraining order put against them was a deranger. A deranger who I believe actually had a history of she had a criminal record because she had, what do you call it, a weapons charge. Do you know how hard it is to even get a weapon in the UK and you have a weapons charge against you? Crazy behavior. They've launched targeted smear campaigns and coordinated attacks, bullied employers and promoted blatant lies and disinformation. She's literally saying all the things that the tabloids do. And yet she never calls it out when the tabloids do it. But we're threatening people and spreading disinformation? Anyway, I'm not going to read the whole of her nonsense, but she decided to come out. I guess she found her eyelashes, so she decided to come out on these Twitter streets and say something about the Vanity Fair piece, which was a ridiculous hit piece. Sources said this, sources said that, all lies. And yet, when people who work with Harry and Meghan talk, we get names. We get actual names. cry us a river, Victoria, and hold on to your eyelashes so they don't float away. Anyway, on to the world is going uh, insane news. The clown was inaugurated for a second time, and the leader of North Korea is the most happiest person on the planet because now he is the second craziest leader, at least for another 4 years. Because when a clown moves into a palace, he doesn't become a king, the palace becomes a circus, applicable on both sides of the aisle right now. Um, at the swearing in, which by the way happened indoors, they said that it was because of the weather. I don't believe it's because of the weather. I think they knew. I mean, Trump's last inauguration got some of the lowest turnout for any presidential uh, inauguration. The crowds were abysmal, and I think that they knew it would be probably even worse this time. So I think they brought it in. I don't think it was anything to do with the weather. He didn't put his hand on the Bible when he was sworn in. Melania there, looking like she's dressed more to go to a funeral than an inauguration. I was looking for all the funnies that would get posted because at this point we just have to laugh. Trump supporters now seeing, sorry, it's so hilarious. I'm literally choking on the funny. Trump supporters now seeing how they've been fooled. So this was a post from Reddit about people who paid to go and see the inauguration. We are not wealthy, but we spent $1,700 on hotels to see Trump's inauguration. We were so looking forward to bringing our two girls to the inauguration of President Trump. Your two girls. Hmm. And now that has been cancelled. We are trying to obtain a refund for the 2 nights we booked at the Wyatt Arlington. We paid $1,700 for 2 nights in a hotel that is usually around $250 a night. We didn't have the option to get a refundable room, and now the hotel refuses to reimburse us. We are not wealthy. We put this expense on a credit card because it was important to us to give our kids a chance to witness a historic event. Oh my goodness. The reply, it's policy, but policies are not inflexible laws that prevent you from being reasonable. And yet you are completely unreasonable by voting in this orange clown. Um, just wow. Just wow. I mean, you're not wealthy and you put that on a credit card. Just wow. Not the brightest bunch. Also, this is quite a picture. The tech bros. Like, if you really think about it, this is who has been elected. You got Bezos, um, Zucker, Zucker. If I say his name how I actually want to say it, I'm just gonna get I'm gonna get demonetized. Zuckerberg, Zucker dude. I believe that's the Google guy, and then Elon. And I agree with Martin Luther King's words here. We need leaders not in love with money, but in love with justice. Not in love with publicity, but in love with humanity. And unfortunately, that's not what you have. I've said it before, and I'll stand 10 toes deep on this. Trump isn't president. The people behind him are basically pulling the strings at this point. It's a sad sight to see. A very, very sad sight to see. Yeah, the next 4 years will be it'll be interesting. Oh, speaking of Zuckerberg, actually, before I forget, I didn't read this out in the last podcast, but Harry and Meghan did take aim at Meta on their Archwell website for new policies that Meta is bringing in. So you can go read this in full on the Archwell website, but it doesn't matter whether your views are left, right, or somewhere in between. The latest news from Meta about changes to their policies directly undermines free speech. This should be deeply concerning to us all. Contrary to the company's talking points, allowing more abuse and normalizing hate speech serves to silence speech and expression, not foster it. Now, one of the things that Mark Zuckerberg has said is um, he went on the Joe Rogan podcast and he said that companies apparently need more masculine energy. Um, Mind you, a couple of weeks prior to this, he was also bragging that a lot of the jobs at Facebook and in tech can be replaced with AI. So you're actively working to actually replace people, but you're also trying to um, play to this base of, like the MAGA incel base, who won't even have jobs at your own company, Mr. Zuckersuck. We're in crazy times. Oh, by the way, he was checking out Lauren Sanchez, Bezos's soon-to-be new wife. Remember they got together because they had an 8-month affair. That's why Bezos divorced. And Lauren Sanchez was actually married to one of the biggest agents in Hollywood. Zuck loved her outfit and went and liked her picture. Hope the prenups are ironclad. I hope the prenups are ironclad. All I have to say about that. All right. I think we've had enough laughs for today. Oh, one more thing. Carrie Underwood apparently having a hissy fit after the inauguration. She was upset that she wasn't given a stage or platform to perform on, and wasn't given the same level of respect as Beyonce and Lady Gaga. Beyonce and Lady Gaga, who can actually sing. So can Kelly Clarkson. All three ladies, by the way, massive stars outside of the US. Carrie's really just a US star. I don't know what she was expecting. This is meant to be her crowning moment. You were singing for a fraud. Oh dear. They're all going to find out, aren't they? They are all going to find out. All right. I think I'm going to end things there, or I'll go through your comments and then I'll end things there. Do we have a new member? V, welcome to memberships, V. Welcome to Silver Squaddy. Thank you for becoming a Silver Squaddy. By the way, I did create new membership tiers, lower ones, starting from like about $1, because I realized I think the lowest I had before was like $4.99, and that's not possible for everyone. So if you are interested in joining membership, that is an option now. Or if you want to decrease your membership, that is an option now. Thank you very much, all the new members and current members. Rosa, you said, I believe Harry has budgeted for the outcome to see the case through. However, I pray he makes the best decision for his family. Yeah. I mean, for him, it's not about winning money. I think the concern is how much he could lose if he loses the case. But for Harry, this isn't about the money. Yeah, I want to see Piers Morgan on the stand. Make him squirt. Yeah, Helen, Murdoch is a multi-billionaire. Harry and Meghan are multi-millionaires. Well, and that's exactly the reason why if Harry should settle, it should be for $1 billion minimum. Minimum. Oh, thank you so much, Tony, because I can never actually explain it because my just brain goes into a boggle. The way it works is that if the money awarded by the judge is less than the money offered by Murdoch in his case, even if you win the case, um, you have to pay for Murdoch's legal fees and your own. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much. I should have you as a co-host. Thank you very much for explaining it. What this actually brings up a very interesting point, though, about how the judges then decide what gets paid out in damages. I'd actually love to know a little bit more about that because I don't know how that process works. Because really, in a situation like this, where Meghan has been bullied for almost 8 years, it should be like billion. It should be $1 billion, especially considering the amount of money they've made from her and Harry, and the emotional damage caused, and the global reach that the Murdoch empire has. It should absolutely be $1 billion plus. Honestly, I wish Harry could put Murdoch out of business. I mean, it's incredible given all of the payouts that Murdoch isn't out of business. Just wow. Leslie, I hope they release the emails between Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace in the media. Yeah, I think ultimately this is what they're avoiding. They don't want this to come out. That's what this is about for them. They will be embarrassed. It will be very embarrassing. Heather, you said Harry has spoken to Scotland Yard. He knows and probably has proof of what the papers have done. Oh, he's got proof of what the papers have done. He's got all the dirt on his family. Yeah, they paid Dominion 787 million alone. That's almost a billion. Insane. Yeah, I'm just going through your comments, folks, and then we'll wrap things up. Yeah, I didn't watch the inauguration. I've just been looking at the memes online, and I have no plans on watching mainstream media for the next 4 years. Nobody wanted this Trump presidency more than them because of the amount of money they made from the last one. Everybody was hooked to the TV. I will be unhooking. Thank you very much. Yes, certainly. They don't want those emails revealed. I have my feelings about what is in those emails, and I believe if those emails came out, it may even because apparently people don't mind S offenders being in the royal family. So those emails um could be even more damaging than that. I think those emails, if Harry and Meghan haven't already been vindicated 100 times, this will be like the final nail in the coffin. Maybe the haters would actually wake up. That's how damaging those emails could be. Loyalty, Vanity Fair needs to be sued. I actually think they should be sued. I actually think that article that was written and that cover story would be worthy of being sued because every single quote in that article, 100%, it was spun out of thin air. Sources said this. Members of staff said that. Which members of staff? Who has worked with Harry and Meghan has said or experienced any of what was in that Vanity Fair article? In fact, people that when you actually see Harry and Meghan staff speak and you see names, they've had nothing but good things to say. So I actually agree with you, Lottie. I think it's actually I know that Harry and Meghan pick their battles very carefully, but given that every quote from that article was likely spun out of thin air, just lies, imaginary people, because they would then have to actually prove that those are real people that said those quotes, and they won't be able to prove that. The people behind those quotes are tabloid rats. VC said, Duchess, I agree with you. Part of the settlement should include to stop the smear campaign in addition to money. Lots of money. They cannot print or talk falsehoods about Harry or Meghan or this. Yeah, 100%. And if they did post any falsehoods, they would be liable to be sued. Julia Rock, I wish I could snap my fingers and go forward 4 years. 4 years is going to go by really fast. Like where did the first Trump presidency go? It feels like only yesterday he was throwing toilet paper at people. Time flies when clowns are in power. Yeah, when Obama was sworn in, it was freezing. Isn't it always freezing? They didn't want the embarrassment. And then you had Elon apparently given the NAZI salute. Wild behavior. Yeah, that's another thing that I noticed. The rallies were getting smaller and smaller during the election. And the people who actually showed up, because I think what they did was, because they didn't have the massive inauguration outside, they had like Trump supporters in an arena, and I don't even think that he went there to greet them at all. How disappointing. Yeah, the Broligarts. That exactly. What gets me about people who are obsessed with, Elon, Zuckerberg, Bezos, is they truly believe that they are closer to being these people than they are the homeless person on the street. Especially Elon's fans. I could say a lot about, particularly a particular demographic that is obsessed with Elon. Like, they truly, truly believe that they are closer to being Elon, and by some strange osmosis, um, could be him than they are the homeless person on the street, than they are a person in LA who's just had their house burned down. Insane. Um, okay, folks. I think I'm gonna. Oh, there's so many comments. Let me just try and get a few comments, and then we'll shut it down for today. But more than anything, I just hope that some truth comes out of this for Harry. It's the truth that matters. With the money, well, money we can make again. The truth is priceless. Yeah, unfortunately, the hate business is very profitable. Very. Really, Harry should also not sign an NDA. They may make him sign one. Yep, no mainstream media for the next 4 years. Do you know? I watched. This is how closely I watched Trump's first presidency. When Bob Woodward released his book, um, I remembered everything that happened almost page for page. That's how closely I watched it the first time. And the way that the media pounced on the Trump presidency, they had you hooked. It was very addictive. Also, I think we just never in modern politics seen that level of crazy before. So there was also just that element. Like, really? You all voted in a screaming orange? But this time, nope, you're getting nothing from me. And I've seen a lot of people say this, and I agree. Do not give them any energy. Cookies and cream. You you called and emailed Vanity Fair's customer service to complain about the article. Thank you, Cookies and Cream. Thank you so much. Yes, if you happen to have a Vanity Fair subscription, anybody listening, unsubscribe. Sharon, they are talking about Harry and Meghan on ET. Are they saying good things? Some commentators devise the settlement holdup may not be about the money, but the wording of any official statement about the settlement. Rahini, does Murdoch own Vanity Fair? No, but he's probably friends with people who are in high positions in Vanity Fair. He's been to Vanity Fair parties before, I'm sure. Definitely when he was married to Wendy Deng. Guarantee he did. Oh, and Murdoch was also at the inauguration, by the way. Of course he was. DB said, please be reminded that US laws are different from UK when speculating settlement amounts. In some US jurisdictions, awards for damages are potentially sizable depending on the merits of the case. Okay, thanks for pointing that out. Wow, you all have been hot in the comments today. DB said the UK government needs to do something about its tabloid culture. I think the behaviour is criminal and dangerous to society as a whole, and life ending in targeting a specific person. Well, the first thing I would say to that is um, the real power lies within the 99% and the British public choosing truth over sensationalism. So the government doesn't actually have to do anything if the British public or the portion of the British public that reads the tabloids just stop reading the tabloids. If people just stop reading the tabloids tomorrow, the British government don't have to do anything other than stop bending to their knees every single time Rupert Murdoch says so. Yes, there's that side of it also, but the power comes from the readers. If you switch off, they won't make their money and they have no power. So, yes, there should be protections and there are things that the government should do, but those would move a lot faster if the tabloid reading portion of the British public just stopped. But it's really something to see that here we are in 2025 and a senior member of the royal family has more guts than the British government, has more guts than the Prime Minister. The Labour government have said Leveson 2, not happening. Kai Starmer stood there and said that he liked the Sun. He is on his knees for Murdoch. He's not about to stand up. Truly something to see. And then, what's even more interesting, I almost forgot, Gordon Brown, former Labour Prime Minister, will be taken to the stand. But the current Labour Prime Minister is saying nothing. Incredible. Like how? Things are really going to heat up in February. Like Heidi said, the problem is the readers don't have that self-control, and those who profit off that weakness know that the hate is a dopamine hit. They profit off of being a canvas for people's misery. Okay, I am most definitely going to leave it there. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to our new members. We had 2 or 3 new members, and also celebrating Elaine Parker being a member for 31 months. Incredible. Thank you all for your time, for your donations. Please enjoy the rest of your day. I'm not going to play the outro because I do need to go to sleep. Appreciate you all. And yes, we will be back with whatever tomorrow brings us from this case. Day 2. It's going to be 8 weeks, folks. 8 weeks. Say a prayer. Ciao.